Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, September 5th, 2021. Of course it is, right? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very happy that you're here. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also on Facebook under Spiritual Teacher Lisa Hopp. Please go there and follow, because my events coming up and my newsletter links, everything about my work is on Facebook. So go and find out all about what's upcoming and all about me. And for those of you coming back every week, thank you so much for your wonderful feedback, for your support. I appreciate it so much. So we're in the holiday weekend here. We're in Labor Day weekend, which doesn't mean what it started out to mean. It's now the unofficial end to summer here. Sales, that type of thing, rather than what it was intended for, which was to honor labor, unions, give a break. Unfortunately, many of those who need most of the break will be working tomorrow on Labor Day and are probably working today as well. But I hope wherever you are here in America, you are enjoying your Labor Day weekend and do have off and the weather is good. And speaking of weather, just thoughts and prayers to everyone in Louisiana, the Northeast. Right down the road from me, there was devastation. I was working during the tornado warning for that devastation. Thankfully, my clients and I did stay safe. It rolled past to, it should be in front of us, or if you're turning north, to the right of us. I did see it off in the distance, a very large tornado, but we were safe. And these type of events are happening more and more. It is our changing time of climate change. And I'm hoping that we do figure it out. And I think we will figure it out as to what to do about tackling these issues. But for now, it's very important to take weather seriously. And it used to be that where I live was safer. It was safer. It wasn't in Tornado Alley. There wouldn't be a lot of flooding. I used to often smile about the fact it was safer, but now it's not so safe anymore. My home, I say it was about 5 to 6 years ago, was leveled on the main area by straight line winds. And I had to live in a hotel for a few months, which was an adventure, and I'm very grateful that I was able to do that. So times are changing. So it's very important to stay safe and take it all very seriously. Now, if you are told to evacuate, evacuate. If you're told to get to a safe place, get to a safe place. It's just the way it has to be. So today's topic. Well, last week, if you listen every week, or just managed to hear last week, it was about how to achieve peace, love, harmony in your present relationships. And I said last week that I perhaps would do one about how to attract a new relationship into your life. Well, here we are. This week's topic is Attraction 101. But it's not just about love. It can be about wealth. It can be about health. It can be about whatever is most important to you with your free will and your manifestation abilities. Here's the thing. We come to this earth with a knowing of the power of the mind, of the power of energy, of our power to create. We know it. Sometimes you even, I imagine, have talked without even realizing what you're saying. You have talked about how things sometimes turn out all right for you. that you've noticed, I imagine, at times what you focus on arrives. No, what you expect, you get. That's why they say be careful what you wish for, because what you focus on appears. So doesn't that make sense that it's very important to focus on what we truly want to attract rather than on autopilot or what is easy to focus on. And it's so easy to focus on what is more negative around us, whether it be what we see on the news, and it's often sensationalistic ability because news, unfortunately, sometimes can go towards ratings. Not all news, by the way. I'm not one. I don't lump. Never lump, listeners, please, because you are not the same from anybody else on this earth, and the news is not the same from each other. There should not be any lumping. No, leaders are not the same from another. There's such uniqueness, right? So never lump. However, I am noticing at the same time that there are more and more media outlets that are going more and more towards building up, being sensationalistic, going for the ratings, embellishing, exaggerating. They have a huge influence. I don't think they understand how much influence they have. I think they hope to have influence. But they can affect how you feel about your life, about people in your life. And it's not to say that they're necessarily not telling the truth. It's just it's done in such a way that it can build up on the drama and negativity rather than on positive and reassuring. Though I'm very young in many ways. And some of these news anchors were much before my time. I kind of miss the days of Walter Cronkite and here in America. And I just saw a clip the other night that was about 1973, and it was just an anchor reading the news. There was no heightened, exaggeration to it. There was no bias. There was no slant. It was just, this is what's going on. And then moved on. Just moved on. I miss those days. I wish those days were here. They're here, though. It's not everywhere. But no, go to your sources where they just give you the news and not this is how you should feel about it, right? And then they have on people that are not experts to tell you how you should feel about it. So as I said, it's protect yourself. Don't let yourself be influenced. Don't let what you're manifesting to you be influenced by others. You know, the most successful among us, whether we like them or not at times, they know to focus on what they want to attract, not on what they don't want to attract. Do they get bumps? Absolutely. Because life is lessons. It's a game, this life. So it's going to be embedded with lessons and obstacles and growth. And so, yes, they go through the same thing. But the difference is they never lose their focus. They have fears, but they never let their fears stall them. Have you not done something because of fear? Or have you slowed down doing it? Have you not applied for a job because you weren't sure you could get it? Have you not moved because you weren't sure if you could afford it? No, there are things that we stall on doing that those who are the wealthiest and most successful just don't stall. They're not made differently, really. They just come, and instead of just knowing truths, they act on them. They act on the truths that others do not act on. Now, many of us just live on autopilot. We live on the beliefs and the perceptions that were passed down to us, our history, and we don't question it. We know it's comfortable. Even if our intuition tells us that we should not be comfortable with it and that there's more to know, we like our comforts. And so we'll live each day, which is what is happening with different places here in America. Don't take my past away. It's what I'm comfortable with. It's all I know. Well, it's important to learn from the past, and it's important to heal the past, because through healing the past, you make a better future. It's all right to look it in the face. It's all right to say no to it. That shouldn't have been that way. But it can generate fear to know the truth. It can generate discomfort. And we often feel discomfort. Well, we often feel comfort in our discomfort. How long have you stayed in a job that you didn't want to stay in? It brought you discomfort, but there was a comfort in knowing what to expect. There's a comfort in knowing what it would be like each and every day, whether you wanted to be there or not. And you didn't know what you'd get next if you tried to make it better. And that not knowing, that what if, well, that can be very challenging. Now, eventually, when anyone does make a change, most of the time they tend to see that they shouldn't have waited and the change was worth making. Always try to take a step, at least a baby step, towards better for yourself, because probably 97% of the time, it's worth it. Now back to the attractor factor, bringing into what you really want, not on what you don't want. So we're taught, we're shown, we're raised to believe that when you want to bring love into your life, you must go out and find it. Men are wonderful about that. A relationship ends, their friends get them out. It's time to get right back in the game. Whether they're physically ready or not, they physically go out and they open themselves up to it. Sometimes they date in a very active way, and that is because that's what they've learned. It's a rite of passage. So, and women are taught that as well. Get out there. Whether it's going out to a social event, a bar, whether it's going on a dating site, we're told to get out there. But the thing is, when we get out there, we're almost forcing everything. We're forcing the energy of what we truly want. And when you force it, it's uncomfortable to the person that you could meet because it is forced. And so sometimes it takes a while for you to meet someone, or you meet a bunch of potential mates that you want, that are not your type, that you want nothing to do with. And you say to yourself, why do I keep attracting all these losers? Is this all that's out there? Should I just give up? It's about energy. Energy. You are a ball of energy. You are made of energy. And your energy emanates outward. And your energy connects to every human being, every creature on this earth. We are all connected to each other. So when something happens to one, It truly affects all of us, whether we like it or not. We all have that global oneness story, and you also have your own individual story as well, with your free will. So there is the overall will, and there is your free will, personalized. So when you go into an event, a party, a bar, and you're thinking about, how do I look? And is there somebody here I might meet tonight? And you're looking around. The energy goes outward. And when we tend to look and are wondering how we look, are we looking attractive this evening? How are we dressed? Any insecurity, any shyness, any nervousness, that emanates out too, because energy is connected. So what you feel, others feel. You ever walk into a room and it's a negative room and you just want to walk out? It's because of the energy. Your energy, which is probably positive when it walks into the room, feels the energy of those negative people in the room, and it counteracts it. It doesn't like it. It's different. If you're negative and you walk to a positive room, you don't feel comfortable. You want to be around your own tribe. Let me out of here. These people are just too happy. Right? So it's the same thing when you're looking for love. If you walk in and you're not of the energy that you really want to be of, or if you have an energy of nervousness or loneliness or missing love, they pick it up. And so you're going to get somebody who reverberates back to you, boomerangs back to you, that same energy. Or if you say, I'm just here to have fun and I don't want a long-term relationship, then you get someone who's only looking for fun with you and not a long-term relationship. And then you say to yourself, see, that's all that's out there, is someone who doesn't want a long-term relationship. Now that may be fine with you for a little bit, but if you're really not wanting that, it lets you down. It gets you down. So we always have to make sure of our energy and what energy we're allowing ourselves to be around. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't join a dating site, though be cautious. I'm not saying you shouldn't enter a party or a bar. All I'm saying is watch your energy when you walk in and be very clear about what you're wanting when you walk in. So let's go to the steps, because you guys who have listened to me before know I love steps. First off, are you ready for love? If you're ready for love, it's so important. It's 100%, is 110% important to be clear on what qualities do you want, because you are creating it. You are attracting it. I call it doing your weird science. You're modeling that person. So sit down privately when you're in a peaceful place and either type or write a list of those qualities inside that you want. Now, you can add a little cosmetic. If you want a certain color hair, if you want facial hair, yes, that's fine. But not the whole list. We're talking about qualities, because inevitably that's what you're looking for, is someone who's going to make you happy. And if they are the most beautiful person in the world, but they're evil, they're not going to make you happy. All right? Now, when I say about a list, one word as much as possible, about 10 items. The first should always be available. The universe is very verbatim It is very black and white. It's not going to tune into you and assume that you want someone who's single. It will send you your list, yes, because of energy. But if you don't put available, you could very well get the most perfect person who is stuck in a relationship and not available to you, or who has relationship issues from the past still. So you want them available. Also, the universe does not recognize negatives like no, not, and non. So let's say you put down a non-smoker, you're likely to get a smoker. Use another word. Healthy-minded. Healthy habits. Whatever you want to use to replace that. When you say not this, you get it because you're putting energy towards that which you don't want. And so when you put energy towards what you don't want, yeah, you get it. You get it. That's why I never focus on fear, lack, what's missing. Because it will come to you what's missing, not what is missing, but the feeling and the experience of it still being missing. This works with wealth as well, everyone. Money. If you're worried about debt and you're focused on debt, you're going to get more debt. If you feel you can't afford to go somewhere or to do something or to own something, you will continue not to be able to afford it. It's very important. Where are your feelings going? Where are your thoughts going? Where are your words going? But back to love. So you get very clear on what you want, step 1. After healing takes place, when you're in a place of readiness about love in your life, because sometimes we have to heal and we need time. This is after the readiness occurs. Step 2, feel, think, even talk if you can with trusted people that won't look at you like you're crazy. Be in a state that you already have it. Being someone who likes to be comfortable and maybe not talk outright, I would do affirmations. That's your next step. But, because they promote what I'm saying right now, but let's just say you do have friends that would kind of look at you like, you're not in a relationship. Why are you talking like you have one? So if you're one that wants to seem like you're healthy-minded or not want attention on you, the feeling is the most important part. Walk around this earth like you're in love. Feel it. Get excited about it. Get giddy about it. That wonderful feeling of infatuation, of the start of love. Feel and see yourself walking along the beach or in the mountains holding the hand of someone. Now, someone who's faceless, because we're talking about qualities here. Not a particular person, but qualities. How would you feel if you were having a romantic dinner with someone? Where would you go? Where would you live your life with this person? Living that as a reality brings them forward. Because the energy going outward is, I am open to a relationship. I am ready. And it's divine timing. And when it comes, it comes. And I don't have to look for it or wait for it. I have it. You see, energy comes to us first mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and then physical. So you want to line up the first 3 and then watch the physical arrive. and the physical arrives when you least expect it. You've heard that. I gave up looking and then I met them. I wasn't even looking and then I met them. It's because they got out of their own way. They weren't going somewhere and tilting their head forward and looking for who's there. Is there anyone single? Is there anyone who wants to date me? They weren't putting themselves out there. They were walking around this earth happy, content, in the moment. And so they were in receiver mode. Third, affirmations. Affirmations are I am statements, present tense statements that affirm with word that you have what you want. I am in a loving relationship. I have love. I am lovable. I am happy. I am fulfilled. What this does when you say this over and over and over again, it programs your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is energy too. It's probably the most powerful form of energy. So it will program as well your emotions and your thoughts and your words. You start to believe what you're saying to yourself, which gains in energy. It builds the energy. Now, I've seen people before. They fake it. It's okay to fake it before you make it with this, but not on a consistent basis. I will hear people who are not feeling abundant at all say, I have that new car. And you can tell that they know they don't have that new car. I've heard people say, oh, I'm hitting the lottery. And I can tell they have not in any place to hit the lottery. They don't believe they're going to hit the lottery. You have to believe it. But before you believe it, before you know it, you start saying it to yourself. Because if you say something repetitively, you start to believe it's true. That's why gaslighters, liars, no matter who it is, narcissists, they will say the same thing over and over to you. Some politicians do it. Not all. And perhaps not even the ones that you would give credit to doing it. But there are some that will repeat the same mistruth over and over and over again. And then eventually you say, well, that's got to be the truth because I keep saying it. It's got to be real because I've heard it over and over and over again. No, they're programming you. They're programming you. So be very careful about what you expose your ears to and your beliefs to, because they know what they're doing. It's gotten us in trouble in the past. It's gotten us in trouble in the world in the 20th century, and I'm sure beyond. Earlier than that, but in the 20th century, we have media to help. And so it gets transmitted over and over again, and then people accept it as truth when it was all but a lie. They know what they're doing. But you can counteract them. So back to love. Do your affirmations. Repeat them at least 5 times each in the morning or even throughout the day if you want. Don't do it so much that you're forcing it. Sometimes we can even force our affirmations. But yes, do them as a practice. Do them consistently every day. You may see the effects of these affirmations within days or within 30 days, but eventually you will see what you're working on start to try and show itself. So the readiness. What's the readiness? I'm open. I'm open. Being clear on what you want. You can edit that list, by the way, over time, because we grow. Affirmations. Just live your life. Let it flow. Now, sometimes the universe will send us a tester person. The tester person is someone who does not have the qualities that you have asked for. Keep walking. Don't stop. Don't invest. Don't complain. They're a tester. You within your subconscious mind probably asked for a test or wasn't quite ready. And so, keep walking. The more you affirm what you truly want, the stronger it is liable to come to you sooner. Never give up. Never surrender. Unless it's the timing. Because you see, timing is so human. The time doesn't really exist the way that we try to make it exist and control it. The universe has a wonderful ability to take forever and then to cut back time so that it happens overnight. And then there was no time at all involved. Time can speed up or it can slow down. So don't focus on time. It will stall things out as well. Just go with the flow of your life, happy, knowing you've done what you were supposed to do, and let it line up to you. Now, as I said, this applies to money. It applies to health. I think health is hardest because it's so personal and there's fear involved with it as well. And, that might be a whole topic on its own, a whole podcast. But with wealth, with finances, oh yes. What does wealth look like to you? Doesn't have to be a dollar figure. Does it mean one more bathroom? Does it mean a sunroom? Does it mean a garage? Does it mean a home by the ocean? Does it mean a home in the mountains? Does it mean the freedom to do your life purpose? It's different for everyone. Isn't that wonderful? It's different for everyone. And there are unlimited resources. So when you are creating your ideal financial life, it won't affect another because they don't want the same things as you, most likely, or will require the same dollar amount. And there is plenty to go around. Be careful that you are not living off the mindsets of what you inherited. Do you have to work hard for the money? Why is it so important to you what somebody else has? Kudos, kudos, kudos to people. Sometimes there are people who are celebrities and they become wealthy off of their celebrity. And there are people that resent that. I've never resented that. They'll say, no, I will not watch. I will not pay attention. No. I don't resent. I say kudos. They figured out how to attract wealth. I don't want to hamper them. I don't want to deny them what they have figured out. They are open. They know how to attract it. Well done. If it is not your style, it is not your style. But watch your envy. Watch jealousy. It's often reminiscent that you don't like your own life, how we react to others. And if you don't like your own life, it's an inside job. It's up to you. You cannot, should not, get angry about another who's making more than you at the same job. Did you ask for more? And if you did and you haven't received it, then it's time for change. Recognize yourself, and then others will recognize you. Do you love your job? Do you love your work? If you don't, it's time for change. You see, when you do what you love, the money follows. That is not just a bumper sticker or a flip little line. It's truth. Love it. Be in the moment of it. And if you're not there today, be in the moment of what you do for work while being open for positive change, and you'll see opportunities come. And remember, when you say you can't afford it, it continues. If you can't say, I can't afford it, I am able to do it, say, I'm in the process. I'm in the process of affording that trip. I'm in the process of getting that home. See, that opens up the doors and windows to you getting it. You're out of your own way. Now, we have a lot of thoughts. We have a lot of feelings. We have thousands upon thousands of thoughts a day, so you can't monitor them constantly, though. The most successful are really good at it. But what's the overall trend? Do you wake up in the morning hating your world? Wake up in the morning with gratitude. Do your affirmations. Feel excited about your life. Know about the possibilities, and you will see change in every way. Every way. Be in a state of love. If you're in a state of love, love will come to you. Love will attract into you. Love will follow you. I see so many people working against themselves. We all have moments. Don't live in denial of the moments. Feel them. When you're having a sad day, when you have fear, you should experience that. But it shouldn't be a lifestyle. Time to tune up the lifestyle. And if it hasn't come what you want, whether it be love, wealth, or health, then there's no blame. There's no human blame game. Just keep working on, I'm ready, I'm open, it's mine when it arrives, it's mine now, I feel good, I'm in the moment, and see it tweak. Now, very briefly with health. We're given answers. Laughter is the best medicine. It's because of that positive vibration of attraction. A strong will keeps you on earth, and you can get through anything. Keep your positive belief. Affirm you are healthy. Affirm you are cured. Feel healthy as you walk around, whether that be feeling thin or feeling active or fit, whatever is the optimum of what you want to feel. Feel it, and then to some degree you will have it. You will have it. And know, and I also want to say this to you, and I had this experience just yesterday. I got a shot in my arm that caused soreness. And then I went and spent time with good friends. And I noticed there was no soreness the entire time I was with them, because I wasn't focusing on my arm. I was focusing on laughing with my friends. What you focus on expands. See what you can do if you experience pain to focus on anything but the pain in a positive way. It'll give your body opportunity to heal. You'll notice it goes. Even if it's just temporary, it goes. Isn't that amazing? It's the power of the mind. It's also the power of the body. You are made of energy. You are as powerful as a star. You're not taught that. A lot of people haven't been taught that. You're more than an atom. This energy can be used to give you an ideal life. It's in action now, whether you use it or not deliberately. So you just want to go around and be what was dropped down? Or do you want to create with it? I'll bet if you're listening, you want to create with it. So get your list together. Focus on the reality of those lists. Be happy, be healthy, feel abundant. And your world will line up to magnify back to you what you're putting out. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday. If you see it and work for you in this positive way, let me know. Share your stories. But for now, on this wonderful Sunday, get moving on it, because you deserve whatever you would wish for. Thank you so much. Be sure to visit my website at lisahop.com, and also to follow me on Facebook under Spiritual Teacher Lisa Hop. I will eventually get back on Instagram again. I'm just a one-person operation, so sometimes something drops, but I'm there. So check it out. And again, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed Sunday. Bye-bye.